Hey guys and gals, this is Alex with Legendary Apartment Brokers here in Kansas City. Today's Monday, December 9th, 2024 still. And this is the KC Multifamily Minute, bringing you every single new opportunity that hits the open market in Kansas City that's a multifamily investment opportunity. Right now, as we always do, I'm going to pull up some stats. I'm going to get into some stats for you here. This is actually going to be a little bit of an extended episode as I'm going to do every single month more of a one-time monthly statistics type of show. So let's get right into some statistics here today. As always, we've talked about what's kind of on market and what is still available. So Heartland MLS powered opportunities, which is where most of the data comes from, reliable data comes from. And right now in the metro, we've got 59 that are out there, 39 that are still available, 20 under contract. Kind of boring right now. This is what every single week basically tells us. There's somewhere around 60 or so, some around 20 under contract, some around 40 or so that are available for you to buy. Now that's $500,000 plus. That is built before 2020, and that's across the entire metro. Of course, multifamily only. That's the MLS statistics. Over on LoopNet, very similar to what we see every single month there as well, which is 41 listed out there, 35 are available, 6 under contract. Again, somewhere around that 40, 45 that are out there, 30, 35 that are available to buy. So that means that there are about 40 properties that you could buy that are $500,000 plus in the Kansas City market. I've covered every single one of these. Give my 2 seconds opinion on it, the location, if it's an A, B, or C rated location, and if it would be a great fit for your 1031 exchange or as an active real estate investor. Okay. But what about real statistics here? What do we got? Well, since the month of November is closed out, we've got a couple of statistics that are important here. One of which, how many sales were there in the 7 counties that encompass the Kansas City metro, the main part of the metro? There were 9 sales in 2024, in November of 2024, $500,000 plus. Just for comparison, looking at the year prior, 2023, November, there were 12 sales. So several more sales, a little bit different environment. Then I think the environment is much better now than it was then. Of course, we got to look at when the rates dropped. Last year, looking through some old text messages with bankers, rates were 7.5% or so, or 7.25%. Now you should be able to get a rate right around 7%, maybe a tad lower. That's on commercial funding. So things have improved. So you're getting more for your money right now. Also, I would say prices have continued to come down compared to this time last year. So that is November sales statistics, $500,000 plus multifamily. Another stat where we at year to date compared to 2023. So through November of 2024, there have been 97 sales in this same core $500,000 plus in the metro multifamily. And to compare that with 2023, there were 93. So we're up in sales comparatively year over year by a little bit, by 4 actually. What about days on market? How does November compare to November 2024 compared to November of 2023? Almost identical, 35 versus 34 days on market. No material difference there. What about listings? So this year there were 12 new listings hit the open market. I covered every single one of those, as we know, in 2024. And in 2023, there were 15. So very similar numbers year over year here. Real estate's actually pretty dang consistent when you get down to it. That's why everybody loves it. That's why it's a great investment opportunity. But I wanted to share these statistics with you every single month because I think it's important to know how the market is functioning as rates continue, fingers crossed, to go down. New administration comes in. We'll see where this takes us. But right now, things, for the most part, are trending in the right direction. All sorts of things impact number of sales per month, number of new listings per month. But with rates being lower and about the same amount of opportunities, all things equal, should be an improved economy for real estate investors at this time. Okay. All right. What about new listings? How many new listings do we have to cover this week? Well, there are 3 total listings across Zillow, LoopNet, Realtor.com, etc. We're going to cover those three essentially. Right now, for podcast listeners, I've got my website pulled up showing us all the new listings that are on the MLS, legendaryapartmentbrokers.com. There's 2 new listings here I'm going to cover. The other 2, it shows that there are 4, but we're only going to talk about 2 because the other 2 I've covered previously. So one of which is actually brand new listing today, $1.3 million in Independence. It's actually a couple different properties. It's located kind of mid-Independence area. I would consider this a Class C location. Nothing more, nothing better. So podcast listeners, I've got the buildings kind of pulled up here. Very workforce housing like 19 1-bedroom and 1-bath units and 4 2-bedroom and 1 laundry room. So you're looking somewhere around 23 units for $1.3 million. This is a pretty typical price point for this area, this vintage. Just on the outset, looks like it's got a lot of work that needs to be done to it at some point. If you are an investor that likes to do a little bit of work. Again, Class C location, building styles, not my favorite, unless you want a big project. I'm sure this would cash flow great, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a work here to get this one managed correctly. So I don't want to spend too much time on it, but that's essentially a 20-some unit building for $1.3 million in Independence across a couple different properties. Okay, so Class C location there for $1.3 million. We're going to go ahead and move on. Don't want to spend too much time on that. So let's kind of get our bearings again here for podcast listeners. I am back out onto my website, and we're going to look at the other opportunity here on the MLS, which is a $530,000 property here in Lenexa, Kansas, heart of Johnson County. This to me is a Class A location. Looks like large duplex, 3-bedroom, 2-bath for each side with a 1-car garage. The price is expensive. So Class A location, you're going to have Class A prices, typically $530,000 for this duplex. We've seen duplexes go for, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, depending on when it was built. This was built in 1981, so you're clear of the lead-based paint. If you got an active 1031 exchange, you want to park some money in a appreciating duplex area. Could be an opportunity for you here. Rents in this area should be somewhere for that kind of bed bath count, $1,800, $2,000, depending what the interiors look like. Just kind of scrolling through some pictures here. The interiors look pretty fine. Stainless steel appliances, large interiors. Does have carpet, but it's got sliding glass doors. Like I said, they're large units. So take that with what you will on this particular property. That's a Class A location. Maybe a reach on the price, but could be something for you if you're an active real estate investor or have a 1031 exchange. Okay. All right, podcast listeners, we're going to hop on over to LoopNet and look at the opportunities here. Let me get my filters back to new only. Let's see here. We've got, really, it's only one opportunity. I call this one. It's actually 3 properties, it's a portfolio here in Midtown across 3 properties. Let me zoom into that. So my podcast listeners, this is all going to be, for the most part, Class A minus locations of Midtown in Kansas City, one of which, you guys have seen these before, actually. They've been listed here recently within the last 12 months. Must not have sold. So one of these is actually very close to a 5-plex that I own on 39th and Main. That's all studio units. Another one is a building up on essentially Linwood and Harrison, or very close to Troost, so 33rd or so and Troost. And then the third one is actually up closer to 71. It's off of Paseo, so east of Troost, off of the Paseo at, oh no, that's not the right one. So excuse me, disregard that. So anyway, but there are 3 properties I know here that are interesting to look at if you really like Midtown. If I remember correctly, price per unit is probably a little high. Active 1031 exchange investor, you want to be in Kansas City, could be a good fit for you. I do think that the price on these might be a bit of a stretch, and maybe that's why they've been out there. Historically, if one broker lists it and is not able to sell and another broker takes it over within 12 months, it's, it has the same price, you're not going to get too much of a different result. I'd have a very similar conversation with the seller of this as well. So anyway, if you got 1031 exchange, it is in a safe, area for Kansas City, Class A minus market for the most part. Could be an opportunity there for you. My guess is it's $120,000 per unit or so, which, let me see here. This is 36 units. So you're looking at, no, it's way more than 36. 12 studios. There's quite a bit of info here on the listing. It's probably somewhere around the $10 million range. So, think about that. If you've got that kind of money and you do want to be in Midtown, these all have been nicely redone. So I think they're pretty great units, great location, great, great condition there. But that's just something you want to think about when you're looking at submarkets of Kansas City, and really, why didn't it sell the first time around? Okay. So this is Alex Olson. That is all of the new opportunities. That is statistics for November on the sales side as part of the Kansas City multifamily market. This is Alex Olson, the KC Multifamily Minute. Email me, alex@legendaryapartmentbrokers.com, and we'll talk to you soon.